Hello.
Awesome name that is.
Says it all, really, doesn't it?
Fuck people up.
Fuck your shit, right?
So, what time are you playing?
We played last night at 7:30.
Played?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
It was
Brilliant,
fucking awesome. Really good. Excellent reception, crowd were amazing. It was lovely. Lots of interaction. Couldn't have been better, really.
Yeah, it was storming. Really good.
And you've been around a while, haven't you?
Yeah, we have.
33 years.
You've got a lot of albums.
Not so many albums.
5.
Yeah. We
5, yeah.
we were more a live band than a studio band. Yeah. We played. We were relentless giggers back in the day, and we had our moments in the studio, but it never really was a consistent catalogue of releases. One of the big problems we had is that no one could pigeonhole us, and we didn't want to be pigeonholed. You know, it's we were sort of, because we're punk, sort of our punk ethos. We didn't fit into the nice, clean sort of metal sections of the yesteryear, and that's the way it was really. So we were sort of like the naughty boys of thrash metal, the outcasts. But nowadays, everything's gone full circle, and we're sort of being respected for keeping to what we wanted to do and not selling out. And people are really looking into history, and they're really sort of coming on board with us now because they appreciate, you know, the fact that we did, we did stick by it, and we
30 years of sticking to your guns, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we're the real deal, you know. Nobody told us who was in the band, no one told us what to wear, nobody told us what our next album was going to be. We done it all ourselves, you know. Stuck to our own principles.
What's your names and the instruments played?
My name's Bod, I'm the founder member, and I play drums.
I'm sorry, I'm the vocalist and bass player.
I'm Todd, I'm one of the guitarists.
And I'm Danny, and I play the other guitar.
So, I mean, you say 30 years. Have you been consistently in that time, or have you had a break?
We had a break.
A long break.
We had a long break between 1990 and 2008. So we didn't disappear. We kind of existed in this little internet thing. And I had spinal surgery. I couldn't walk for a while. Bod and Mark, who was the guitarist at the time, were in different bands. He'd only just been born, and Todd was playing another band. And 2008, we got lots of offers to re-release the old stuff, and that kind of sparked off. We just looked on the internet and discovered that we had fan sites. We didn't even realise we had fan sites.
In all other countries.
Yeah, in all other countries. Yeah, everywhere. And we thought, well, you know, my back had healed. His other band had folded, and we thought, well, let's jam, and wrote 2 songs for the album in the first night. And
The thing about
Todd got pulled in, and
we're all friends, you see, we're old-fashioned band.
we went to school together.
And we've known Todd for years, and through doing the last album with Danny, we knew Danny, you see. But really, to answer the question about the gap and I8's, really, it's the fans that kept us going, because people re-release, there's loads of bootlegs of the old albums being, you know, churned over, and we always did have a good worldwide following because Cy was part of the sort of tape exchange scene back in the day. So our music was being sent around and round and round and round and round. And
Old school.
yeah, he used to deal with all the letter writing Cy did, and
I was the only one that could spell.
and we did. Well, that's probably true. We did get a lot of mail from abroad, so that really sort of kicked us off with pockets all the way around. So when an album did come out, like a Japanese release, it sold out because the crowd is there and like, oh yeah, you know, oh they're bringing that out or whatever. So we've got all these pockets of areas around that we've always been known in. So we're more of a pop band rather than a commercial sort of rock band, you know. It's just the way it happened, but it is through the fans. It's through our, I say fans, it sounds a bit crappy, through our followers, through people who appreciated what we did.
Fans says better than followers.
Kept us
Disciples.
strong,
Disciples.
Stalkers.
Yeah. I don't mind stalkers. It makes me feel better.
Yet again, I have to say, do you see what I have to put up with?
I know your stuff is on Spotify, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
You see it on there and that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I discovered you. You know? Did you play
headline
We headlined
Armageddon
last
last
night.
year. Yeah.
How did you find Jim Beerman, wasn't it?
Yeah,
How did you find that?
brilliant.
That's
Really,
brilliant.
really well put
That's
together.
Danny's first gig.
Yeah, it was my first gig with the band, so it was. I
was
thought,
most
I better
triumphant.
not screw this up, and yeah, it was good. Really good fun.
Good gig.
The nice thing about Beer Mageddon is it's a small independent, it's ever grown, but it's a small independent festival, and it's a very personal festival. It really is. It's more of a family thing than it is, you know, a big event. And everything's got its place and everything's good for its own reasons, but that's really the nice thing about Beer Mageddon is it is very. We found it to be very personal, and it's like old friends, you know. It's a really brilliant event to go
Is that
to.
one of your bigger first festivals since you reformed?
No, we've been over on the continent.
Been on the continent.
Yeah,
Played the
been-
Hairy Men Festival in France.
we've done
That's
some
not,
really
that
nice
doesn't sound
shows
too good when you
abroad.
say it like that.
Before that, I mean, we actually thought originally we would just go and play abroad, but you know, things have moved on. We've discovered that the whole scene has moved on, so it's, you know, we're now accepted. We're becoming a lot more accepted, and as I say, the youngsters are looking back at the history of the movement who are coming on board, and they're finding us, so they're getting into us. So our whole fan base is being reborn again, if you see what I mean.
I think, like, for me, sort of as a new boy, you know, I can kind of see that there's, you know, maybe it was the right time for them to get back together as a band, because obviously, like, there's the new wave of younger thrash bands, and like bands like Shrapnel and people like that. And, and then those guys are looking back and going, well, Annihilated started it. I mean, they were one of the first ever crossover thrash bands, so like it's a good time to kind of be in the band.
Relaunch yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said when you got back together, you wrote 2 tracks.
Yeah, first night.
Yeah, first night we were just jamming. We came out with 2 and thought, well, we've got 2 songs already, you know. Obviously not finished, but basically the
Kicked
whole
them around
guts
a
of
little
it.
bit more.
You know, we've
You
got.
looking to release a new album then?
Well, we bought Idevian. The last one is Idevian. We've actually just been discussing new material ideas that we've got, and it's all to do with schedule with Annihilated. Is that we're all got very busy families. Danny's also very busy with his studio. He plays for Pentagram Chili, plays for 6 other bands, Criminal, the biggest one. I mean, you know, so he's got his tour and he's got his other commitments as well. So we all have to work our schedule around everything. But it works really well because, you know, when Danny's off, we're working on other stuff that needs to be done. So there's always something being done.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I do guest vocals for other bands and recording another album with another band later this year, so we all just keep moving around as we go.
it's really keeps it interesting, keeps it fresh, and again, because we're involved in other stuff, it brings more influence in. You know, it all works around circles. You know, it's really good.
And with the modern day now, I mean, you can record stuff and then email it over. Say, listen to this. What do you think? Add a riff. Now, living in different parts of the country, world, whatever.
I say you write songs.
Yeah, that's how I work with my other bands. I mean, none of us even live in the same country, so you know, you kind of send riffs backwards and forwards and ideas, and then when we're doing a tour, we'll book a room for a couple of days and jam new stuff. And yeah, the modern world does make things a lot easier.
Even mobile phones recording if you think of a riff, you've got your phone, whip out of your pocket, you know.
Well, we were doing just now. I've got my phone out. We're playing one of the new tracks. You say, oh yeah, I remember that bit.
But it's we still do things in the old school way. We rehearse every week. We get together. We have a bloody good laugh, take the piss out of each other, and we jam lots of things, try different ideas. You know, so we are still. You know, an old school sort of style band. And that's how we began. They were just a bunch of schoolmates getting together and, you know, starting off playing punk covers and learning, you know. And it's all continuing the same thing. And I'm really pleased about that the band is still the same as how I first envisioned it to be.
So do you think the music industry has managed to regather itself and there's a buzz about it again? You find interesting still?
Well,
now,
I do think that if anything, there's a lot more power being given back to musicians and bands and taken away from just labels, because basically, I'm talking in the past so much, not so much now, but music business was fuck all to do with music. It was just a commodity. It's all about making money, you know. And you could be selling milk, you could be selling chocolate bars. It's just bringing the money in, if you see what I mean. With it now, because the musicians can do their own home recording, they can do this. They've got their phones, you know. They can email tracks, and you can play them in bands all over the place. The power's come back. You know, the balance has been readdressed, if you see what I mean. You don't have to sell your soul and be treated, you know, however. You have a lot of control, and I think there's a bit of equilibrium now, and that's the way it should work. It should work together, you know. There's always going to be the commodity side of it. You need to make X amount of pounds. If you're going for the massive big labels and doing that kind of thing, and if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, from a modern music, you were asking about what it's like now as compared with the past. That's definitely how things are now, which is a good thing for everyone, really. Everyone, even the labels. It's good. It's healthy.
So when did you get the call to play this?
Well, yeah, I played here a couple of years ago with one of my other bands, and when I joined these guys, I just put in a call to the guys here because they, like Terry at Hammerfest, looked after me so well with my other band. You know, like played Hammerfest, played the Ibiza one as well. You know, the road trip. And so when I sort of messaged her, I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm playing in Annihilated now, like that thrash band from the '80s." And straight away she's like, "Cool, we'll book you." Like,
yeah, we won the first announced, weren't we?
Yeah. She's just like straight away. He's like, "Yeah, definitely." So, yeah, they're great to us. Really.
And have you had people coming up to you like over the weekend saying, "Oh, Annihilated"?
Yeah.
Funny enough, so a chap over there we just done an interview with, and he said, "I saw you 25 years ago with Death Angel," and he said, "I just want to have a photograph taken with you." You know, he started welling up a bit.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that does happen. You know, you'll get this guy come over and say, "This is my son, this is my grandson." You know, these are who I've been talking. You know, they've got an album. Do you want to sign it and stuff? And, you know, we're actually getting 3 generations that are gigs now.
But one of my favourite stories is a guy who came to me. My mum used to have pictures of you on her wall. Yeah. Oh, she come tonight, but no, she's too old. What does that make me?
It is. It's great. We're finding a lot of this now. You know, it's good.
Must feel good.
Yeah.
What was the scene like back then, 30 odd years ago, whatever it was? Back then, was you getting the same sort of admiration?
Adulation. Well,
it was a bit different, wasn't it?
yes, because
we were younger and prettier.
Yeah, because like if you look back and you think, well, how was it for you? I mean, did you have a massive?
It was. We had a sort of like following that would follow us around in London and that. And then we had some fan bases, but the scene was a lot more cliquey.
yeah,
It was very much you liked Acid Rain, or you liked us, or you liked Zentrix, or you liked Sabbath. You couldn't like all of them. And
Yeah, whereas nowadays, like, if you like metal, you like metal.
Yeah. You can like Judas Priest without someone saying, "Oh God, they're crap," you know, because people now see the way it's been built, the way it's evolved, because metal has been an evolution. If you listen to something like first Sabbath stuff, that's still relevant because a lot of stuff has grown from it. It's been an organic kind of process.
the thing you've got to remember about us is there wasn't a scene when we started doing this. We were making it ourselves. There was us and about 3 other main crossover bands, come from the hardcore punk side of things, wanting to get a bit more heavy, a little bit more metallic, pushing the boundaries a little bit. We would all gig around the country together, and every time we all met up, "Oh, you're doing that now, that's a good idea," and we'd pinch ideas of each other, so it all grew. And there weren't any rules, there wasn't thrash. We're all finding our way. It was all, we were building it together. That's how it all came.
How did you make the conscious decision to become thrash, as it's now known? But how did you spur off from, say, traditional Black Sabbath?
Like I say, it was the whole punk thing. We were getting playing fast. I'd always been into Motorhead and Iron Maiden and stuff like that. And I was still the kid in the band at the time. I started putting in solos. They all started taking the piss. I was shit, but you know, I was still putting the solos in. And then they kind of we got another guitarist in who also put some solos in. And I was playing the guitar at the time. So we started putting these bits and pieces in, thinking, actually, we like this. I was getting tapes of early Slayer demos and early Metallica demos and Master and stuff like that. Really, the 1982 sort of stuff, 83. And I thought, actually, this is I want to do this sort of thing's great. I want to move into that. So
because we were already playing fast, thrash, punk, hard, it all incorporated into that sound,
So we did.
Punk's so sporadic, isn't it? Thrash is all fine.
It is now, it wasn't then. At the time.
It was basically punk.
If you ever listen, we did a 12-inch single called Path of Destruction in 85, 86, and that was developed from a demo we did the year before. That demo, I would say, is a punk metal demo, whereas Path of Destruction evolved into a crossover, and it's raw as fuck. You can hear everything squeaking and creaking and good strings going, and it's got some vital energy.
It was DIY, you see, and like I say, the scene was developing, and of course then the corporates got involved, the second phase, and you either had to be signed to a big label to get anywhere or do anything, or you just sort of muddle through, you see what I mean? Annihilated always, we laugh about it, we were like the naughty boys of thrash, because we just wouldn't conform to we didn't want to be told how that wasn't being in a band to us. It was, well, we're doing our own thing and we're enjoying what we're doing, You're asking about fan base and that. When we used to gig, we always used to be packed. We never did, everywhere we played. So they were our albums, our gigs were our albums. We never got the big corporate label backing and the money to go in and do loads and loads of albums all the time. We just used to go out and play. We were just out all the time, and that's the way it was.
What have you got coming up?
We've got next Saturday we're playing the Intrepid Fox in London. Headlining all day there. Then April 12th we're headlining Full Thrash Assault in Wakefield. And then September we've got Rock and Metal Circus. That's what we've got confirmed. Brilliant. But that's what we've got confirmed. There are other things we're looking at. We haven't got all the confirmation of it yet. But
hopefully there'll be some stuff like coming up in mainland Europe this year as well, and just trying to tie a few things together. And we're not a band that's trying to make lots of money, but if we can at least cover our costs of doing stuff that. So you're not kind of trying to lose money every time then. So we're just trying to sort of work out how we're going to do it, really.
Well, wish you all the luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You need it because you're an ace band. And we'll see you in Rock and Metal Circus.
Brilliant.
Sticking around for the rest of the weekend?
We're heading off today, because I run a recording studio. I've got a band in. We're working on an album as of tomorrow morning, so I've got to get straight back. Sorry?
Do you want to plug the band?
Well, yeah, actually, they're a band called, it's another old one, they're a band called Trespass. They're a new wave of British heavy metal band from sort of 1979.
are they Large Oil Rig's favourite band?
They're Lars Ulrich from Metallica's favourite band at the moment, and there'll be some pretty exciting stuff coming out that we can't really talk about yet, but I think in a year everyone will remember who Trespass are, put it that way.
Make sure you send us something, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Alright guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Cheers.